CDOT and local towns brace for the storm with up to 18 inches in coming days. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. First, Election Day in Frisco and Breckenridge is 3 days away on April 7th, and Breck Mayor Eric Mamula hopes you will vote.
Public health crisis like this can't stop democracy.
Ballots are in the mail now for Breck and Frisco. Dillon and Silverthorne canceled their elections several weeks ago due to low candidate turnout. The latest now on COVID-19 spread in Colorado. Summit County confirms 3 cases total this afternoon, including a Silverthorne Rec Center employee. The town has been in touch with all people the employee contacted. Krystal 93 asked the state for an update on Colorado's first case, a California man staying at Slopeside condos in Keystone when he got sick. A spokesman said they cannot confirm his health or if he remains in quarantine. He is no longer included in the total cases from Summit. Statewide, 183 people have caught the virus. 2 have died. Denver and Eagle counties had the highest concentrations, 38 and 34 cases, respectively. The gears are churning in Washington, D.C. as lawmakers scramble to approve nearly $1 trillion in relief. And in Summit, county officials are waiting anxiously. Commissioner Thomas Davidson.
We, along with everybody else, are eagerly awaiting the details from the White House and from Washington, D.C. with regards to what kind of aid and how that will go out.
The latest version of that package gives $2,000 to Americans now jobless, split between 2 payments in early April and mid-May. Late last night, the county updated its public health closure for lodges, inspired by CDOT plow drivers who were unexpectedly booted out of month-to-month housing.
We specifically dealt with CDOT, who contacted us and let us know that, a number of their plow drivers were in hotel rooms, and so we got that one handled.
Where are the drivers staying now?
We had a couple of hotels step up and do that, but I don't know the names.
The county also updated lodging bans to help ski and service employees hanging in limbo.
We've been on the phone with ski areas and the ski area execs with regards to those issues. They're doing a great job of taking care of the basic needs like, lodging and feeding employees.
Vail Resorts confirms hundreds of employees now jobless in Keystone and Vail can stay in company-owned housing for now. International employees in the U.S. on J-1 visas are also getting help, like housing if they are stuck stateside. Vail has extended health insurance through April to seasonal and full-timers for free, and the Epic Promise Employee Foundation is taking applications now for aid. Countywide, the Summit Foundation today launched a new support fund for locals. Donate or apply for aid through summitfoundation.org. Spring arrives with a fury tomorrow, bringing 12 to 18 inches through the weekend, and County Emergency Manager Brian Bovaird says they are ready.
While we don't have a ton of experience managing a global pandemic, one thing that we do quite well is heavy snow and snow removal and emergency operations with that.
Plow crews for the county and all towns are ready to roll, same as CDOT. Spokeswoman Elise Thatcher.
We are staffed and ready for the storm that's in the forecast. We are not planning on closing the I-70 corridor to prevent travel.
However, there could be emergency closures, same as any storm. With heavy spring snow in the forecast, Summit Sheriff Jamie Fitzsimons warns skiers that search and rescue is stretched thin.
Some areas are still allowing uphill travel, but please pay attention to these closures, because if you go into these closure areas and you get yourself in trouble, now I've got to send search and rescue in there, and now they've got to risk their lives to go out there and help you.
Uphill access is now allowed with no restrictions at Loveland, Keystone, and Breckenridge, but there is no mitigation or ski patrol. Treat all slopes like the backcountry. Last year, 2,800 search and rescue volunteers went on 3,600 missions statewide, and their call load is still rising. Dan Gibbs, Director for the Department of Natural Resources.
We are seeing increasing demand on our search and rescue teams.
Summit County Rescue Group responded to 154 calls last year, the most in nonprofit history, and second only to Boulder County with 235 missions. Summit spokesman Charles Pittman.
And it's going to probably be challenging for us in the coming years to see whether that was a one-year blip, which is a possibility, or if that's a sort of a long-term trend.
To mend this issue, Gibbs and local lawmakers proposed a bill that takes the pulse of search and rescue.
We are seeing increasing demand on our search and rescue teams.
That bipartisan bill is currently on hold due to virus response. If approved, it gives $200,000 to rescue group outreach. Later, it could fund equipment, training, healthcare, and even mental health services. In sports, it's now confirmed Tom Brady is playing for the Buccaneers next season. Phillip Rivers goes to the Colts, and Jason Witten comes out of retirement to join the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, in the NBA, players are testing positive for COVID-19, including Nets star Kevin Durant. Several minor league baseball players have also tested positive. And in local sports, brought to you by Wilderness Sports in Dillon. Yesterday, CHSAA extended the spring sports shutdown through April 18th, including all practices and games. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.